Unemployment insurance in Interwar Belgium summary. In 1900, a special type of unemployment insurance was set up in Belgium, the so-called Ghent system, which had some influence on the development of unemployment insurance in many European countries. This particular system was characterized by the important role played by the trade union unemployment societies. The public authorities in Belgium from 1920 onwards, the central government next to the towns and provinces encouraged the affiliation of the laborers to these societies by granting different sorts of financial support to the unemployed society members and to the societies themselves. During the crisis of the 1930s, this led to an important growth of Belgian trade union membership. On the other hand, the quantitative growth of the labor movement due to this particular organization of unemployment insurance led to many negative side effects for the trade unions, like administrative chaos, financial problems, loss of combativity. Moreover, the employers' organization strongly opposed this system of unemployment insurance because they thought it reinforced the labor movement power in society, strengthening of union membership, influence on wage formation, obstruction of deflation policy. This article examines the heated debates waged in the labor movement itself and between this actor, the employers' organization and the government to solve the many important problems posed by this type of social insurance. The Belgian pre-Second World War debate concerning unemployment insurance was of great importance for the shaping of the welfare state in Belgium, which took its present-day form in 1944. One could hardly claim that unemployment between the two world wars has been a neglected theme in contemporary historiography. The literature on this issue is growing steadily and is also dealing with increasingly diverse aspects. Yet it is undeniable that the majority of the studies on interwar unemployment concern themselves with only two countries, Britain and Germany. Such detailed attention to these two major countries is, of course, wholly justified in itself, but one cannot gain a full understanding of unemployment, a crucial phenomenon in capitalist societies, without studying all national variants. From this perspective, the extensive literature on interwar unemployment reveals considerable gaps in that several Western European countries have received only scant attention, although it must be said that recently improvements have occurred in this regard. Within this group of relatively neglected countries, Belgium holds a particularly unfortunate place. Only one study, recently published, has reached an international audience. And even in Belgium itself, the topic was hardly studied until recently. This paper is intended to fill this gap to some extent. It approaches the issue from a specific angle. The economic determinants and development and social consequences of unemployment in Belgium will remain outside its scope. Instead of the many facets thrown up by a complex phenomenon like unemployment, it will examine the problem of the significance and the evolution of the institutional network woven around it. To describe the Belgian variant of this problem will mean more than adding an item to the catalogue of institutional arrangement. The development of the Belgian system of unemployment insurance provides an interesting addition to the extensive and complex dossier concerning the origin of the welfare state. Without wishing to provide an overview, let alone an analysis, of the wide-ranging theoretical debate on the issue, I would like to refer to some of the more useful approaches. Complex institutional arrangements such as social security provision are not the outcome of an inexorable process within a modernizing society which needs such institutions and which creates them automatically and uniformly. Rather, a society is confronted with a complex range of changing problems which creates the space and condition for various potential arrangement. The concrete form of this arrangement is determined by the ways in which the classes and the state in a confrontational process and on the basis of fluctuating balances of power and internal option will support this or that arrangement. How then did the balance of power between the social forces determine the development of unemployment insurance? What were the attitudes of industrialists, the labor movement, and other social groups toward this aspect of social security? What role did the state play? The theoretical premises and consequences of these problems cannot be explored here, nor can a contribution be made to international comparison by projecting the Belgian example onto the known outline of development in other countries. We wish merely to provide a general sketch of a national variant, a sketch which other researchers may integrate into a broader context. The Ghent system of unemployment insurance before the First World War and during the 1920s, the neglect in contemporary historiography of the study of the Belgian variant of unemployment insurance is least justified with regard to its origin. As is well known, there emerged in Belgium, specifically in the Flemish industrial town of Ghent, a form of unemployment insurance which would exercise a powerful influence in the early development of this social insurance in Western Europe. The so-called Ghent system of unemployment insurance arose in the early years of the 20th century and was one of the first effective forms of public intervention in this field. It was emulated throughout Western Europe with varying success. Already before the First World War it had been introduced, albeit sometimes in slightly altered form, in many countries at either national, regional, or municipal level, in particular in France, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Norway, Denmark, and Italy. The spread of this form of public intervention throughout Europe has yet to be comprehensively analyzed. It would make an interesting object of study for the confrontation of single coherent projects with various national realities. Characterized by divergent economic, social, and regional structures, specific internal social relations of power, and different political and ideological traditions, would throw an interesting light on the dynamic of the emerging welfare state. One of the key elements of the Ghent system was the large, almost exclusive, role allocated to the trade unions. This aspect also dominated the various national debates on the merits of the system. It may be examined in more detail with the help of a short description of the operation of the system in Belgium itself. Ghent, a large Flemish industrial city, had a considerable tradition of trade union organization. By 1897, no less than 41% of manual workers in the city, casual workers excluded, were members of a trade union. By the end of the 19th century, most unions had set up funds ensuring their members against unemployment in return for small regular contributions. This spontaneous union initiative had a precarious existence, however, largely because of the fund's limited financial strength. In time, the union turned to the Ghent City Council with a request for additional financial support. Although the country's three main political currents, Catholic, Socialist, and Liberal, were represented in almost equal strength on the council, in 1900 it appeared near unanimously a system of public intervention on unemployment conceived by liberal lawyer and social researcher Louis Forless. Thank you.